she's mean to everyone at some point. I believe it. It is what it is. I do believe that some people be like too sensitive, but I do think that some things are unnecessary. Like even in like if you notice my commentary, I try to do certain things different, right? Like I try not to do like personal attacks or insults. I'll roast you. I'll tell you what you look like and how stupid I think your actions are and all these other things. But I try to like upgrade my style a little bit to where it's like, all right, let me make a few changes. Let me switch this up, this and this and this. Because I don't want to have holes in my game. You know what I mean? I don't want to have holes in my game. I want to be able to actually give full opinions and no one be able to pick that shit apart. I want no one to be like, hey, man, you just want to be disrespectful. Or you just here to be mean. Nah. I'll roast you, but I'm going to tell you why what you saying don't make no damn sense. I'm going to roast you, but I'm going to tell you why this sounds stupid. You know what I mean? You're good? Well, thank you. Appreciate your support. She's not suffering cancel culture. She's suffering market backlash. Very different. Talk your talk. Go in a little bit deeper into that. What do you mean? What do you mean? Market backlash. Elaborate a little bit more. Because it sounds like you about to cook. Market backlash, as in she was doing a lot of nasty marketing and now it like, it fucking, I guess, backlashed or went back in her face. Yeah, I would say that. Because she caused it. Like all the things she did is the reason why she has a name, right? The reason why she gets the numbers she gets, the reason why she was able to get the certain amount of subscribers, right? It was a cheat code. But it's also the reason for her downfall. It's also the reason why, like, she tried to manipulate people who have a lot of extreme amounts of emotion and trauma, right? And like, try to use them to support her and not know that these same people who haven't dealt with their trauma and have these extreme amount of emotions, when you get them angry, or when you prove to be the opposite of what you told them you was, they gon' get you with the same extreme amount of emotion and trauma. That it's going to happen. I've seen it happen 1,000 times, bro. When you come in here and like, I care about the children and we're going to fight and do this, and you start doing extreme shit and they supporting you, they okay with you doxing, they okay with you getting people fired from their job, they okay with you pulling up to people's front lawn and going crazy. Chances are, if you ever offend them or they see you as a nasty person now, it's a wrap. These are the same people that they're going to have no problem doxing you, sending your information anywhere, getting you fired from your job, getting you kicked out your apartment. It's because when you surround yourself with that level of toxicity, like I'm telling you, it's going to always eat you. It's the snake eating its tail. Like I used to have a lot of toxic ass friends, man. And once I started noticing and I matured and got smarter, I cut them off cold turkey. Some of them are trying to say that they're different and they changed and they're not toxic. I'm cool. I don't even want to risk it. Sometimes you just got to move like that in life, right? Like sometimes they're like, yeah, you could forgive somebody, but you got to move on. You don't really want to risk it with that person. If they show you who they are, man, it's hard for someone to not be who they are. It would take like something traumatic to change like who the fuck they are at a certain age. And if you a nasty ass person in your fucking 30s, it's going to take something extreme for you not to be disgusting years later, right? You're probably going to end up being nasty to the end of your days, more than likely. So if someone's extremely toxic and they show no signs that they made any kind of change, their fucking mouthpiece, them just saying, oh, I'm not toxic anymore, I'm different, that don't mean shit. They got to be something extreme. You got to start it off with, well, I lost a few relatives, so I got into this accident, something crazy to where I'm gonna listen to you. Like, okay, maybe something did happen. Let me listen to. Let me hear you out. But if it's just, oh, I just thought about it, nah, get out of here. I've made major changes in my life, and I'm not saying I was extremely toxic or anything, but I've made major changes, especially once I took the red pill. But it did take a few things. Like, I'm not gonna go into detail. It took a few things happening to me. Right, whether it was I ain't gonna go into too much detail. Me losing friends, being backstabbed by friends. I mean, when I say losing friends, I mean like as in some of my friends not being alive anymore, or some of my friends going to jail, or being backstabbed by certain friends and seeing certain grimy shit and having to literally start from ground zero. Nigga, like there's one incident where I put mad faith into a friend to hold me down as they promised me and told me to fucking pretty much enter this bad situation with the fucking word that they're gonna help me. And the first second that they just disagreed with me and didn't like me, I was done. And which meant that I lost everything and they didn't give a fuck. They didn't care that I was drowning and I had to start from scratch. And I didn't mind. I was like, whatever. Like, nigga, now I know. So I make certain moves differently from my experiences that have caused me to be a different person and be more mature and to actually try to seek to be more virtuous. There's a lot of people that will say that shit and talk that shit, but they haven't gone through the things to make them more virtuous, right? You ever heard a fool's day of work, right? Like someone say, yo, you never been through a hard day of work or a fool's day of work. You never had to get your hands dirty. The reason why they're saying that is because there's certain lessons you learn from actually getting out there and getting your hands dirty, having to go through the struggle, having to work, right? Like me personally, when I watch like boxing and MMA, I support the champions who lost before more than the champions who are undefeated, especially in boxing. You give a fuck about these cheese champions. These dudes don't never compete against competition. But then there's people that go out there and they put it all on the line. I don't care if they got a loss in their record. When they reach the best and they get that medal and they get the gold, it actually means something. It means that they actually earned it, right? Like the old school boxers, some of the greatest boxers of all time, they have losses. Muhammad Ali lost and was considered one of the greatest of all time after his losses. Same thing with Mike Tyson. Everybody want to do this Floyd Mayweather shit. Floyd Mayweather is talented as fuck, but guess what? His career is in question for the rest of his fucking career because the second half was some cheese shit. He's picking fights. He's choosing when and where. You don't fight Pacquiao when he in his prime knocking niggas out. You fight him after he got knocked the fuck out. Now that's when you want to do it. And now, even though he's talented as fuck, people will always question him as ever being the best because that zero don't mean shit when you pad in your record. That's what I'm sick of when it comes to boxing. A lot of people are trying to shit on Ryan Garcia because he just lost against Tank. Nigga, he put his zero on the line. He's probably going to get better. He's going to learn to start guarding his fucking self instead of just throwing hooks. He's probably going to be a beast. By the time he hit 30, he's going to be a dangerous, dangerous boxer. Look at Canelo. After he lost, Canelo came back on some ish. Right? So like that whole undefeated, take your losses, learn your lessons. It's a part of the game.